This time on the show, Darren and I take your questions at the Hak5 Springfield Meetup, PDF exploits with 80 of DualCore, and more. I'm Shannon Morse, and you are watching Hak5.
Yeah, hook me up, I'm ready.
This episode of Hak5 is brought to you by Domain.com. Got a great idea? It all starts with a great domain, Domain.com. Go to Assist Express and Netflix. Go to www.netflix.com/Hak5 for your free trial membership.
Hello, welcome to Hak5. My name is Darren Kitchen.
I'm Shannon Morse.
This is your weekly dose of technology, and man, this is awesome to be here. Check it out.
Yeah, it's gorgeous outside. Oh yeah, we're in Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah, last time we checked in, this was week 3 of the Hack Across America tour. This is week 4. No.
4?
Yeah, this is week 4. No, I thought the previous one. Anyway, it's week that of Hack Across America. Last time we were in Detroit. Since then, we've been to Cincinnati to see 80 from DualCore, and Humboldt, Tennessee, where there is
cows.
They have those. And now we are in the epicenter of all things Missouri. It's
all things Bible Belt.
Yes, it's Springfield, Missouri, where there are signs that say Jesus.
It's my hometown.
Oh, that's all it says.
I love this place. And we're at the Springfield Brewery tonight, drinking beers, playing some pool, and having a good time with our fans. What's up, guys?
Hello, Hak5 fans. Nice.
Woo!
Yeah, where's the free beer? No.
Sorry, guys.
Now, we just figured to start this off, since it's been so long since we've done a proper episode in studio, or at least until the 25th.
Right.
Let's go ahead and do a little bit of Q&A. So we bugged the Twitter and the IRC, and we came up with maybe 1 or 2 questions that might seem legitimate. You want to start us off?
Yeah, let me just there we
Pull
go.
that right out. Yeah. Yeah.
So the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
All right. First one is from Nate Lapty, and he said, "Who is the man behind the mask?"
That would be Prono Bozo. Next.
Technics says, "Did Darren really marry a monkey in Thailand?" Oh, I know.
In Thailand?
Thailand. Yeah,
No,
that's what I meant.
Singapore. Next.
Kona says, "Why do you choose to hide hardware in strange objects such as monkeys and pineapples?"
Because it sounds way better than the wireless device that tricks your laptop into thinking it's actually your home network, but it's not really.
It is. It's a lot more cute, and although you do have to remember when you take it through security, take the router out of the pineapple so it doesn't look like a grenade.
Yes, it
Bad
does
idea.
look like a grenade on the X-ray. As for the monkey, who doesn't like monkeys? And it's the monkey in the middle. If only we could find that Acton MR3202B. Hit me up if you know a source.
And then Technics also had a question. Will there be a Hack Across Europe?
Yes.
I think there should be.
There will be. There will
Yes.
be. I just need to find the right flight and the right motorcycle. And if you have leads on either of those, let me know. I'd love to start in Munich,
go.
Hamburg. No, my trip. All right, fine.
Kona asked, "What are each of your favorite operating systems / distros?"
What? Did we really get the OS question?
Yes.
I like the right one for the job.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
I use Windows most of the time. I've used a little bit of Linux. Ooh, Puppy Linux. Oh, so cute.
Mint is where it's at.
Oh, yeah,
I built
Mint.
some little micro Skype boxes. They had everything built in right out of the box. Mint, I've got to give them props for
Easy.
doing an easy Linux. Other than that, played with BSD. Macs are okay, and for the most part, I edit in Premiere, so I'm on Windows. But that could change. Who knows?
Portable apps.
Yes, portable apps are the win. Can we get some Final Cut Pro, portable app, Mac?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
We have one more question.
Yes.
It's from Jarmo8.
Is it legitimate? 'Cause,
Yes.
come on, really?
It is a legitimate question.
All right.
He emailed us. He says, "I've been watching your show. It's great. I have some ideas for your show. After realizing how easy it is to crack passwords, I realized that it might not be safe to have 8 letters in my Gmail password." Good point. I saw that Darren has over 40 letters. Do you know what those letters are? Jarmo.
If you do, email them to me. Actually, no. If you do, just log into my email and no.
He has 40 letters in his password, so I thought that you can give some tips on how to create and remember safe passwords.
Okay, here we go. Darren's real basic tip to creating some awesome passwords, and you systems administrators are totally going to know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, my Gmail password is 42 characters, and if you're one of the guys that sends me one of those weekly password resets, thanks.
Yeah.
F off. Here's what I do. Okay, so if you've worked in a server farm area, IT, anything, you know that there are a ton of passwords that you have to remember, and it's so weird that that password, as obscure as it is, C7JQOFJU, you remember it. I'm gonna have to replace that one now.
Yeah.
And you remember as, that was the domain controller, that's the Exchange server, that's the SharePoint server, that's the IIS server. Okay, cool, combine them. Okay, when I go to log into Gmail and I change it on a monthly basis, all I have to remember is log into Exchange, primary domain controller, secondary domain controller, you know what I'm saying? I just keep going down the list. And that way, it's a bunch of secure passwords that are for some reason engraved into my skull, strung together.
And my choice is to always do something in like a different language and then change around whatever letters to numbers and then make it kind of leak speakish and then add something at the end for each website that I go to via whether it's like Facebook or MySpace, Gmail, whatever you have, Hak5.
Right.
I would add in like a couple of letters at the very end, like the last 2 letters in the .com name or the first 2 or something like that to help me remember exactly what it is every time. So I don't have the same password on each website, but it's the same configuration so I can figure it out.
Another good tip is to use what's called a passphrase, not necessarily a word, but an entire sentence. Not like I'm saying Mary had a little lamb is a good sentence, but something that you're not going to forget, especially if you can leet speakify it, and that is to say replace the numbers with letters, etc. Good way to go. The one other, and this isn't a permanent tip, but I will share this with you. Have you ever done a who is on a domain?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see like the record where you see like who
Darren
the
Kitchen bought this.
yeah
This
you
address.
see, yeah you see the address, the primary contact, the technical contact, their phone numbers, right? There is unique information in that who is database, and if you would like to have a different password for every website you log into, there you go. There is some unique information that applies to that domain that's not just the domain name, that you can work into some sort of an offset. Maybe it's on a QWERTY keyboard, you offset by 2 characters to the left. As long as it's not A and then you would wrap around instead of hitting caps lock. You know what I'm saying? That's although we would love to hear what kind of crazy stuff you get into. So if you would like to, go ahead, email feedback@hak5.org with your Gmail password and we'll let you know how secure it is.
We'll try it out. We'll test it for you.
Excellent. Now, in just a bit, Shannon's going to be bringing you guys this week's trivia, but I am excited to announce that this here machine, this beautiful piece of hardware, the Nokia Booklet 3G with its 12 hours of battery life and always on 3G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, running Windows 7, this piece of machinery is sick and it can be yours. You know all about the contest last week. Let's go ahead, kick it over and find out our winner.
This week's trivia question is, released by Adobe Systems in 1993, this file format became an ISO open standard in July of 2008. Enter for your chance to win some killer new Hak5 stickers. And we'll be right back after a brief word with our sponsor.
If you're looking for a rock-solid domain registrar and web host for your next brilliant idea, look no further than domain.com. And forget lengthy setups. They've got one-click installs of popular open source programs like WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, and more. With .com starting at just $9.95 a year and web hosting for under $6 a month, it's no wonder domain.com is the fastest growing domain registrar and web hosting company on the internet. But it gets even better for you, the tech-savvy Hak5 fan. We've got a coupon that'll knock off 15% on your next order. Check out with code Hak5 and experience blistering fast DNS and rock-solid infrastructure without breaking the bank. Support the show and get 15% off at domain.com when you check out with coupon code HAK5. Got a great idea? It all starts with a great domain. Domain.com.
So here we are, week 3 of Hack Across America, and I have the pleasure of being in Cincinnati, staying at my buddy 80 from DualCore's place. He's downstairs doing a little bit of hacking. I figure let's go down and check it out. Come on.
Eighty, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Excellent. Yeah, thanks for having me over. This is nice.
Thank you. Glad you could make it.
So, what you playing with a little reverse engineering? What's going on?
Today I'd like to show you guys some stuff about PDF malware and malicious PDF analysis.
Is it really that bad when it comes to the PDF exploits and stuff?
Unfortunately, it is. to Adobe's credibility and other reader creators, you know, they have been working to remediate the problem, but it is actually becoming a pretty big deal, and it has been for a couple years. Really what it comes down to, in my opinion, is users just aren't aware. You know, if you think of where you work, someone in your org chart that's above you will probably open a PDF file without any concerns or any worries, which opens you up to a lot of problems.
Well, we typically don't think about, you know, PDF file, like as far as, you know, malicious code, think about executables, comms, bats, maybe SCR, screensaver files.
Yep.
Why is it that the PDF is targeted, or why is it that it's, you know, capable of being malicious?
There are actually two separate issues at play here. The first problem is there are vulnerabilities in Adobe Reader, and Adobe Reader being the most popular PDF reader is obviously going to draw the most fire. So the first issue being with the vulnerabilities is that they're just memory corruption vulnerabilities that exist either in the reader code base or in libraries that Adobe uses. The second issue is a problem that's built into the PDF standard, where you can use an action in the PDF document, the launch action, to run a separate program or open a separate document.
So like open another PDF file.
Right, and I think that was probably the intended use, but under the hood it's actually using shell execute function, which is a Win32 API function, and you can chain parameters into that.
So you could run calculator, notepad, solitaire?
Yep, you could run any of those binaries. Any binary that's on a system you could run, and with you being able to supply parameters like command line arguments.
So you could run CMD.
Yep, .exe and just a /c, and you're off to the races.
Wow, that's some scary stuff. So how do you? What about? I mean, what do we do? Is it just a matter of having your antivirus up to date with the latest signatures to detect these, or what?
That's part of it. I think there are a number of approaches here that could be considered. AV vendors are working to detect malicious PDFs, and there is, you know, some success. I gave a talk at Nauticon in April about this stuff, and somebody actually had an AV installed that caught the PDFs on the thumb drives that I handed out and quarantined them. So I mean, they are working towards it, but there are also a number of ways to tamper with PDF files such that they don't get detected by the AV but still work.
What is that, just a matter of encoding differently, or what?
Yeah, there are a couple of different things you can do, and I'm working with a couple different people I know at different firms. We're just kind of doing some independent research. But another part of it, I think, as much as I hate to say it, is user education. You know, just like we went through, you know, over a decade ago with educating people that Word documents can be bad, and you know, Office documents can be bad. And so, I mean, you generally think of a PDF as being read-only, and so, you know, it's going to be pretty safe, and you know, as far as a common perception.
So to craft a PDF to actually shell execute, do you not get any sort of warning, like, hey, this is about to run this app or something?
They actually do provide a warning dialog now. I think Foxit at first did not, and I think Adobe Reader has all along. But you can also tamper with the contents of the warning message. If you've ever received an encrypted PDF document, there's a dialog that pops up to decrypt it, and it's the exact same dialog that you get when you have this shell execute about to run. So you can tamper with the message in there and just replace it with the message saying you're about to decrypt an encrypted document, no problem, and you know, you can totally convince a user to run it.
What is it? Just like overflowing the space for the message? What's the?
Yep.
How do you do that?
It's actually, and you can see it too. Like there will be a scroll bar on the side, and what's immediately displayed to the user is your custom message that you've tampered that says, you know, something to the effect of it's safe to open the document. But if you scroll all the way up, you'll see the actual payload that you're going to run cmd.exe /c, and then, you know, all the stuff that you pass in.
But nobody's bothering to scroll up.
Right.
Okay, so how do you, when you see a PDF, what clues you off that this is potentially malicious? And furthermore, how do you tell from there, like, what it's actually going to do without just, you know, running it and sniffing?
Well, first off, to have an indication, unfortunately, there's no real like spider sense. But if you're really lucky, somebody will bring the PDF to you and say like, "Hey, I got this PDF that like I received from somebody. I have no idea who it is." So
has that ever happened in the history of the world?
it happened in my last job. We had people send us PDFs that they said, "Hey, I got this PDF in an email with the subject of an event that I just went to last week, but I have no idea who the person is that sent me the PDF. This looks kind of weird." And then, we'd pull the PDF apart and say like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely not good."
Wow, I like your users.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need some more of those. So once you have that PDF, how do you tell like, what's gonna clue you in that there's some suspicious material?
There's actually a tool from a guy named Didier Stevens. It's a Python script called pdfid.py, and it can kind of give you a breakdown on the composition of the PDF. So in that first class that we were talking about of that people are targeting with the vulnerabilities, what they're doing is they're writing exploits to exploit the memory corruption vulnerabilities in Reader. Those are coded in JavaScript, and so commonly coded in JavaScript. So one really good indicator or potential indicator is to run pdfid, get the breakdown or the composition of the PDF, and then take a look at if there's any JavaScript present. If there's not, at least like that part's going to be clear. There might be something else in there still, but it just kind of is kind of like a litmus test almost, if you will. Not a get out of jail free card or anything like that, but just kind of something to get you started.
So when you open this up, do you just see the JavaScript in plain day?
No, there are a ton of encoding methods available for PDF files. So there are tons of ways to encode JavaScript, and there's also a script from Didier Stevens called PDF Parser. There's also a separate app called PDFTK, and both of those have pretty good success about pulling the JavaScript out such that you can analyze it and break it down.
Okay, so once you pulled that out, where do you, what do you do with it from there? Like, how do you actually unencode it so you can take a look and break it down?
Well, there are a couple different scenarios you might run into with pulling the JavaScript out. You might be really lucky and get just a completely clean looking piece of JavaScript, which is always really nice, but unfortunately fairly rare. Other times you'll get just JavaScript, and then you just kind of need to clean it up. So you kind of, just think of like when you're a developer and you inherit a project from another coder who, hates white space or something like that, hates tabbing. Kind of the same deal there, just not much white space, and so you just need to tab things out and rename some variables. But then other times you'll get JavaScript that's still got encoding from Adobe Reader in it, and so getting that all cleaned up, like you can look at it and see, like, you might see the word function in there, but in between like the U and the N might be a $sign or a pound sign or something like that, and it can be pretty dirty looking. So I use sed personally to go ahead and just do a bunch of find and replaces and clean things up, but really any find and replace tool would work.
Nice. So once you've got that and you're taking a look at the code, I mean, where do you go from there as far as your research, reconnaissance, whatever is concerned?
I guess it kind of depends on what your goals are going to be. At my last job, our big focuses were network-based indicators and host-based indicators. We wanted to know when something was calling out from inside the network or something was coming down into the network, and then also to scan hosts and look for bad things. So what we would do in this case is you take out the shell code that's in the JavaScript and dump that into like a hex editor and take a look at like what it's actually doing. So from there you can usually grab certain strings, like you might see a URI in there. You could put that URI as a network-based indicator, so if you ever see a machine call out for that URI, that's bad, you need to investigate that machine. Additionally, you can follow through on that, download whatever binary comes down from calling out to that URI. There's your host-based indicator. You could reverse that binary, see what it does, grab more host-based and more network-based indicators from there, and kind of follow that chain, which kind of gets outside the scope of this particular issue.
This is very cool. I had no idea. I think that's some really neat stuff. So what do you tell the users?
Get off the computer, get off my lawn. No, really, I think, just letting people know, like, it's good to come to us for suspicious things, like that's, we try not to like scold anybody for crying wolf, because we'd much rather, get a totally benevolent PDF that's not malicious in any way than have the user be worried about, like, contacting us and being worried and just running the PDF and getting an infection and then having that spread through the network.
Nice. So what do you use personally? That's most important. What do you use as a hacker? As far as like reading PDFs is concerned?
I use, well, there are a couple of good options. I use Ubuntu, which I don't think, the document reader in Ubuntu, I don't think has.
You're saying that the Win32 shell execute's not going to work on that?
Right, that too in the launch action, but also, I mean, like, I don't even know that the document viewer in Ubuntu uses JavaScript, but also if you use like Foxit, for example, I think that the vulnerabilities that are targeted in the exploits don't really show up, or they don't hit against Foxit. And I guess I haven't checked. There's one vulnerability that hit Reader pretty hard, which was against libtiff, and it was a vulnerability from 2006. And if you look up the libtiff vulnerability, the CVE for it is 2006 initially, but then there's also one for that same vulnerability in Adobe Reader from 2010.
Wow.
Which is kind of rough. But so I don't know if Foxit's also using that old version of libtiff. If they are, you know, that's a separate issue. But
cool, man. Thanks so much, man. Anything else?
DualCore.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's right. The new album's out. People should go check it out, right?
Yeah, Next Level, iTunes, Amazon, DualCoreMusic.com. We're everything DualCore Music online. Twitter, DualCore Music. Flickr, DualCore Music. YouTube, DualCore Music. Facebook, DualCore Music.
Right. You don't just rap about hacking. You're the legit man yourself. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Netflix delivers movies directly to your home, saving you time, money, and hassle. As a Netflix Unlimited member, you get DVDs by mail in about 1 business day. Plus, you can instantly watch thousands of TV episodes and movies, stream directly to your PC, Mac, or right to your TV via a Netflix-ready device like the Xbox 360, PS3, and the Nintendo Wii console. Watch as many movies as you want. Shipping is free, and there are never any late fees or no due dates. Keep the movies as long as you like. DVDs by mail, plus instantly right to your TV. Get unlimited movies 2 ways for only $8.99 a month. As a new member and a Hak5 viewer, you can get a free trial membership. Go to www.netflix.com/Hak5 and sign up now. Be sure to use this URL so that they know we sent you. Whether you're collaborating on a website development project with a small team and you need to share images of the site with annotations and arrows and things like that, or maybe you're making your own website and you need to see what the exact amount of pixels are for an image or a video to actually fit on your layout. Or maybe you're watching your favorite podcast and you want to take a screen capture to share something in the image to one of your friends. Each of these problems can be solved with a very simple, very cool program called Faststone Capture. Faststone Capture comes as a portable application, and you all know how I feel about portable applications. I absolutely love them. Version 5.3 is the last one that you can actually get for free, and then it turned into a shareware version, which is $20 for a lifetime license. Both versions are lightweight, and they don't slow down your computer. Now let's get into these features because there are tons of them, and I wanted to list off some of my personal favorites. The global hotkeys that you can use for this program make it very quick and accessible. You can choose which range you want to capture, whether that be an object, the full screen like regular print screen, a certain object, a region, even a freehand area, so you can just draw a little circle around whatever you want. You can specify the output destination, and you can draw annotations, arrows, text, and even do a watermark on top of your image. You can send your image directly to email, FTP server, which is very cool, Word or PowerPoint presentations, a clipboard, you can even just save it as. And you can save it as JPEG, GIF, bitmap, all sorts of different kinds of files. You can record your screen output, and 2 of my favorites are the color picker. Say if you run across a website and you like the color on the background, you can choose the color picker and find out what the hex code is. And you can use a screen ruler to find out exactly how many pixels that image is that you're looking at right now. Alright, I'm going to go into the Hak5 Cloud Lab using GoToAssist Express to actually do a demo of this tool. You can do a full screen capture by hitting print screen, an active window by pressing Shift print screen, or a selected window or object by hitting Alt print screen. You can also draw a rectangle by hitting Control print screen, or draw around something by hitting Shift Control print screen. And it can also capture a scrolling window into an image by clicking Control, Alt, and print screen. Now, I chose to output to the editor, but you can also output to the clipboard, to a file, you can autosave, you can print, and you can email. If you want to autosave, it'll prompt you to choose or create an output folder. So I just chose my desktop as a JPEG and then I saved those settings. There's also a really cool color picker, so if you need to find out what the hex code is for a certain color on a website that you like, you can just easily use this program. So I'm going to choose the color picker, and I like the color of the cartoon Snubs shirt. I click on that, and Fast Stone Capture shows me the color info I need. Very cool. The ruler is handy to show exactly how many pixels an image is, but it's only available in the shareware version. Choose the ruler icon, drag the ruler to the image you want to measure, and mouse over from left to right or up to down. You can also choose a select area of the ruler, say half the image, and then find out how many pixels that is. Also available in the shareware version is publishing to FTP, which is great for any of you website owners that just want to send a file really quick. Simply choose your FTP server, type in your password, and then now you can link people directly to your website to see the image. And last but not least, you can also open an image in the editor and you can add a caption like Hak5 owns, woo! And you can also draw on the image itself, kind of like in regular paint. I'm sure you've all used it. So I'm going to add a red arrow, and then I can add some text that says something like, here we go, Darren and Jen rock. Yeah, that sounds good, right? Of course, all the drawings are customizable. I could change the font and the color and blah, 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 you know, all that good stuff, but I'm just going to leave it regular like it is. And then I save, and I'm done. So I love this program. It's quick, it's simple, it doesn't kill your computer with memory, and it's very useful. What do you guys think? Do you have anything that I could use instead of this? Email me at feedback@hak5.org, and I would also like to thank GoToAssist Express for this week's Snubs Report. The best way to provide technical support is to do it online with GoToAssist Express. You can help friends learn how to use new software and fix family computer problems without being there in person. GoToAssist Express lets you easily view and control any other computer online so you can quickly resolve technical issues. Whether you're in customer support, technical consulting or management, or just a computer guru, GoToAssist Express will help you increase revenue, reduce travel and support time, and service more clients. Try GoToAssist Express free for 30 days. For this special offer, you must visit gotoassist.com/hak5. That's gotoassist.com/hak5 for a free trial.
Find more great tips like these at revision3.com/GoToAssistExpress.
If you've got the TechnoLess like Evan with 13 Hak5 logos in this picture, can you find all 13? I know I tried and I couldn't find all of them in the setup. Anyway, remember to show your pride over at feedback@hak5.org. Also, we have some brand new hack packs coming out at hak5.org/store, and you can support the show free and simply by subscribing to iTunes and YouTube. Until next time, I'm Shannon Morse. Remember to trust your TechnoLess. Yay! And this is the part where you guys cheer. Woo! Blech. I messed up. Blech. Support your show. Alright. I know. Mom's not listening. I'm not putting Mom to sleep. Oh, that's depressing. I'm putting my own mom to sleep. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for your support. The fine American.